Dear friends, welcome to last part of our lesson chemical reactions and equations. So, before we start, I guess you have taken your notebooks along. Here we will deal with corrosion, rancidity and factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. So, first of all, corrosion. Due to various components of atmosphere like water, air or different chemicals, oxidation of metals takes place and it consequently results in their damage. This is called as corrosion. It is a type of wearing of the metal due to atmospheric conditions or chemicals. Now let us study here about the corrosion of iron. Look, here we have taken 4 different test tubes and in that we have taken boiled water with oil layer in the first test tube. In the second test tube we have taken salt solution. The third test tube it is empty, that is it is filled with air, and in the last one we have taken anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride. Now we are putting or dipping an iron nail in all these 4 test tubes. Okay, we are putting an iron nail in all these 4 test tubes. So, after a few days, we can observe that in the first and in the third test tube, the color of the nail it is slightly changed. That is, the test tubes having oil layer on the boiled water and the test tube having air. In this test tube, the color of the nail it is slightly changed. It has become a little reddish. The nail in the fourth test tube does not at all show any change. That is, the nail containing anhydrous calcium chloride it does not show any change at all. While in the second test tube, that is the test tube containing the salt solution, we can see that the nail has rusted, that is a reddish layer is deposited on the nail. Why it happens? Can you guess? Any guesses? Very good. It happens because both water and air are necessary for rusting. In the first test tube, air is blocked by oil layer, while in the third one, the air is there but water is not. Here we can observe a slight change in the nail in the both test tubes. In the fourth one, that is in anhydrous calcium chloride test tube, as calcium chloride it is hygroscopic in nature, it absorbs moisture from the test tube. Hence, there is no change at all in the iron nail. But in the second test tube, here the test tube containing salt solution, both their water and air is available and hence we observe the rusting of iron. It is an electrochemical reaction. We can chemically or electrochemically show the reactions as you can see here. Fe it gives Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Here Fe loses its 2 electrons and becomes Fe2 plus. Do you remember what it is? Any guesses? Very good. It is oxidation of Fe, that is iron is oxidized there, and these electrons which are lost by Fe, those electrons and hydrogen atoms, those are accepted by oxygen, and oxygen it is reduced to form water. Here we can see in the reaction O2, that is oxygen, it accepts 4 hydrogen atoms and 4 electrons from Fe and water is formed here. Okay. Now When Fe plus 2 ions migrate from anode region, they react with water. That is, Fe2 plus again reacts with water and further it gets oxidized to form Fe3 plus ion. Now, these Fe3 plus ions in the aqueous condition, they react with water to form Fe2O3.H2O. That is rust. Fe2O3.H2O, it is called as rust. It is collected on the surface. This is called corrosion. Okay. Iron rust and a reddish layered color or reddish layer, it is collected and we can observe that. This is corrosion of iron. It is all about the corrosion. Now, we can summarize corrosion as: corrosion is a slow process of decay or destruction of metal due to effect of air, moisture or any chemicals and acids. Now, how it can be prevented then? It can be prevented by using anti-rust solutions or coating the surfaces by paint or galvanizing or electroplating. All these we have to study in our next chapter. So, our next point it is rancidity. Spoilage of food in such a way that it becomes undesirable and usually unsafe for our consumption. That is, the taste or odor or nutritional value of the food is degraded. When we use old leftover cooking oil for making foodstuff, it is found to have foul odor called rancidity. If food is cooked in such oil, its taste also changes. When oil or ghee is left aside for a long time, or fried food or curries liquid substances with oil, it is left aside for a long time, it undergoes oxidation and becomes rancid. Now, how it can be prevented? It can be prevented by using antioxidants. Antioxidants are used to prevent oxidation of food containing fats and oils. Storage of food in airtight container, it also can retard the process of oxidation. That is, it can prevent the spillage of the food. Now, about the rate of reaction. So, what is a rate of reaction? A rate of chemical reaction is the speed at which a reaction proceeds. It means how much time it takes to complete a reaction. It is the rate of chemical reaction. There are different factors which affect the rate of reaction. So, let us see one by one. Factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. The first factor, it is regarding nature of reactants. Now, if the reactant it is chemically more reactive, then the rate of reaction will be more. For example, if we carry out a reaction in between aluminium and hydrochloric acid and zinc and hydrochloric acid, we can observe that in both cases, no doubt in both cases hydrogen gas is evolved or is released, but as compared to the zinc, the reaction with the aluminium and hydrochloric acid, it is taking place more fastly. That is, the rate of aluminium it is maximum. The hydrogen gas evolved, it can be seen earlier than the zinc metal. Why this happens now? Because in the reactivity series of metals, we know that aluminium is more reactive than zinc. Thus, from this we can conclude that more the reactivity of the reactant, more is the rate of reaction. That is, more reactive the reactant is, the rate will be faster. Okay. Now, the second factor affecting the rate of chemical reaction, it is size of particles of a reactant. Now again let us see an example here. We will take two test tubes, and in these both test tubes we have to take Shahabadi tiles in equal weight, by equal weight. But now obviously Shahabadi tiles we don't have to pour it as it is. In the one test tube we have to add the pieces of Shahabadi tiles to react with hydrochloric acid, and in another test tube we have to add powder of the Shahabadi tiles to react with hydrochloric acid. Now what we will observe? We can observe that obviously in the first test tube carbon dioxide effervescences are observed, are seen at the slower speed. As compared to the pieces of Shahabadi tiles, when we take the powder which react with hydrochloric acid, the carbon dioxide effervescences, they are evolved more fastly. What we can conclude here? We can conclude here that if the smaller is the size of the reactants, obviously higher is the rate of reaction. Concentration of reactants. It is but obvious that in any chemical reaction, if we use more concentrated reactants, the rate of chemical reaction will be more. For example, if we consider the reaction between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, what we have to do here? We have to take two test tubes, and in that we have to take calcium carbonate, and in one test tube we have to add dilute hydrochloric acid, while in another we have to take calcium carbonate plus concentrated hydrochloric acid. And now we have to observe the chemical reaction. Dilute hydrochloric acid reacts slowly with calcium carbonate, and calcium carbonate disappears slowly. Carbon dioxide is also liberated slowly. On the other hand, the reaction with concentrated hydrochloric acid takes place rapidly, fastly, and calcium carbonate disappears fast. Okay. Here we can conclude that, or we can say that rate of reaction is proportional to the concentration of reactions. That is, more is the concentration, more is the rate of reaction. Now, next factor, it is temperature of the reaction. Obviously, more the temperature, more is the rate of reaction. Now, next factor that affects the rate of chemical reaction, it is catalyst. There are some substances which do not directly participate in the chemical reaction, but merely their presence can affect the rate of reaction. These are the catalysts. The decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen takes place slowly at the room temperature. But here in the same reaction, it will occur fastly if we add manganese dioxide as a catalyst. That is, here manganese dioxide powder, it acts as a catalyst to increase the rate of reaction. So, we can define catalyst as the substance in which or in whose presence the rate of a chemical reaction changes without causing any chemical change to it is called a catalyst. This is about the factors that affect the rate of chemical reaction. And in this way, with this part, we complete our lesson here. Now, all of you should revise the lesson again and again, and also ask for the queries or any question or difficulties if any.